Now, guys, can everybody see me okay? And then can everybody hear me okay? I'm just adjusting some of the levels now, but hopefully you guys can see me and hear me. Give me a text so I know. Excellent. Thank you, Barbara. Okay. Right. Okay, let me get this presentation loaded. I've gone quieter. I should have gone louder. Let me see what's happening there. Okay. Bear me 1 second, guys. Okay, here we go. Guys, tonight what I'm talking about is getting to know the types of personalities you're going to be dealing with. What different types of personalities. Now, some of you guys that have heard me do this on a Saturday training, so some of you guys are saying that my sound is fading. If the sound is fading, check to see the bar level that you have in the top left hand corner. Let me just see if I can adjust it my end. Is everybody experiencing low sound? Okay, 1 second, guys. Okay, is that better? Can everybody hear me okay now? Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, well, guys, as I was saying, for those of you who have seen me talk about this at a Saturday training, it's a very important thing that we need to get to know, because we're in an industry where we are dealing with people every single day. And if you don't know how to deal with different types of characters, you're going to struggle when you're talking to people. So the focus of tonight's webinar is just really to help us to understand why we need to understand different types of people and how we can come across to those kinds of people. So that's why I've titled the webinar tonight, knowing the different types of people we will be dealing with, because that's exactly what we're going to have to know doing a business like ours. Now, guys, why is it so important to develop people skills? It's so important to develop people skills because our strength of our business is people, like I said. Now, what is our product? Our product might not necessarily be what you think it is. Our product is people. From a business point of view, our product is people. Because when somebody joins you in the business, the reason why they're joining you in the business is because they feel that you can help them get to where they want to be. And so they join you in the business because they see you as a facilitator to help you to help them. So our product really is people. So unless we know how to deal with people, we won't even know how to help them. And the people skills that you develop will help you to be able to uncover how to help these guys, because it's a bit like stripping layers of an onion away, because sometimes people don't necessarily tell you the real issue straight away, but then as they get used to you, as they start trusting you, they start opening up to you, and then you can understand what the real issues are, and then you can help them a lot better. And that's why it's important to have those people skills, so you can help people, you can see how you can help them. It also helps to know how to communicate with people, because many times people inadvertently push people away, and they don't understand that they're doing that, because from their perspective all they're doing is communicating to that person, but the person they're communicating to translate their communication in an offensive way, simply because they're a type of personality which you don't understand. And if you say the wrong things to that person, obviously they're gonna get offended by that. So we need to have people skills, so we know how to communicate with people. And also, then once we have established some ground rules, we know what we're doing with them. We know how to help them. We know what the next step is with their personality type. So it's important that we get to understand this, because I tell you now, if you understand these principles, then you will have a lot more success in your business. So What are the different types of people? Well, again, before I talk about that, the world as a whole has over 10 billion people in it. Now, not every person is like you. Not every person is the same personality type as you. And birds of a feather do flock together. And if you can only help people like yourself, then you're limiting yourself. You're limiting your business. You're limiting your potential. So you have to be able to relate to people who are not like yourself, and so that you can maximize what you're doing. And the only way that's going to happen, again, which is the whole point of this webinar, is to develop people skills. So, what are the different types of people? Now, many people or many psychologists in the past have tried to categorize the different types of people. The best explanation I've heard, without a shadow of a doubt, is the explanation I first heard when I went to something called First Steps to Success, and I heard a lady called Danny Johnson talk about the different types of people. It absolutely blew me away how accurate she was. It absolutely blew me away how easy it was for me to understand it in the examples that she used, and not only that, how the results changed once I started to apply it. So without a shadow of a doubt, this is the best explanation I've heard of the different types of people. Some people have tried to put it in colors like red, blue, green, and so forth. But the gems which Danny Johnson uses, and I also use as a result of that, I feel is the easiest way to understand it. So what are they? First type of person is a pearl. Second type of person is a sapphire. And the third type of person is an emerald. And fourthly, we have the ruby. Now, what we're talking about here is the predominant character traits. That's what we're talking about. But again, guys, what when I go through this, you're gonna see a little bit of each one of these characters in you. And again, we probably have got a little bit of them. But what I'm talking about here is the predominant one, the one that sticks out the most. And so this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to break down for you guys, and you'll be able to identify which character you are. And you can be a combination of two characters. I'll show you later on that it's very rare that you've got that you can have opposite types of characters, predominant characters, all at the same time, but you'll be able to relate to one or more of what I'm going to say to you now. But also, before I move on, if you guys have got any questions at all while I'm going through the webinar, I want you guys to submit your question on my fan page. Yeah. Now I'm going to type in the fan page for you guys to go onto, and it'll be a good idea for you to have the fan page open at the same time as you're on the webinar, so that if you've got any questions, write it down, because when you do it that way, it'll be a lot easier for me to address individual questions. And even if we don't get all the questions answered during the webinar, I can still address them later on because they're on my fan page. So I'm just going to type in my fan page for you guys. If you guys haven't liked me on the fan page already, then you need to go over to Facebook now, like me, and then go onto my wall, and then any questions that you have, submit it on the fan page. So I'm just going to send this over to you now. Okay, that is my fan page. Now, when you go onto it for the first time, you're going to have to press like, and then once you press like, you can go into my wall, and you can I've put a status update already that says webinar open for questions, and then you can just put your questions in the comment section. So go ahead and do that, and have it open at the same time as you've been on the webinar. But basically, guys, I'm going to go through each one of these characters, and the first type of character now is known as a pearl. Now, the pearl is a person who is they're normally very quiet. They don't like confrontation. They like to live a peaceful life. They do like being around people, but the reason why they like being around people is because they have a passion and they have a heart for serving other people. That's how they're wired. They love to serve other people. I mean, you'll know a pearl if you ever have a dinner party. The pearl will always be the person coming up to you saying, "Is there anything I can do to help?" can I help in any way, shape, or form? They just love helping people. They are your cause-orientated types people. They give to charities. They want to save the world. They're recyclers. These people are very caring people. They take care of themselves. They're very well groomed. Take care of themselves. They do like to take a back seat a lot of times. They don't like to be in the forefront, but they do like to really be valued basically. And if they feel that they're valued, they're 100% sold out to that person who's shown them the value. The types of music they like to listen to is soft, kind of soothing music. They don't like hard bashing type of music. They like hard. They like soft music. They like to be in a place where they feel they are secure. They don't like taking risks. They don't like really making too many different decisions, and it actually takes them a long time to make a decision. And if you're not a pearl, sometimes that can be a bit frustrating when you're dealing with one. But they do like to take a lot of time to make decisions because they don't really like change. When something is working or with something, if they're used to something, they don't really like change. It takes a lot for a pearl to change. Yeah. But these guys are really patient. They're really good listeners. They like to know that people can confide in them, and they're a good ear for when you need to unload, basically. Like I said, don't like contention, like peace, but they really do have that passion for helping people. Now, you need these pearls in your business. The reason why you need these pearls in your business is because these guys, by their very nature, love to serve people. And the strength behind our business is how we serve others. If you can help enough people get what they want in life, then obviously you will get what you want. And these pearls are naturally wired that way. And so you need these guys in your business. The downside of having pearls in your business is a lot of times because they believe people when they tell them stuff like I haven't got enough money or stuff like that. They give away products, or they believe people when they tell them certain things. And you have to help them to understand if you're giving away products or giving away services, you're not in a business, you're actually in a charity. And so you have to help them to understand that. But once they do understand that, and they understand that the best way for them to help people is for people to value what they're purchasing and pay for it, once they understand that that is the best way to help them, then they're sold out to it. So you need these pearls in your business. You really do, because they are very loyal people, and they'll be by your side when everyone else has left you. So those are the pearls. Then we have what is known as the sapphires. Now, sapphires are quite opposite to the pearls in regards to they are loud. They love to have fun. They love to let people know that they're in the room. They love to know that people gravitate around them and they're the centers of attention. They need that. But these guys are they're very disorganized types of people. You go into a sapphire's room, you'll see papers all over the place, on the floor, in the cupboards, everywhere. And you will go in there and you'll think, oh my gosh, this is just a mess. But to the sapphire, that is their filing system. They know exactly where everything is, whereas all you're seeing is mess. But they say they can tell you exactly where everything is. It's just the way they're wired. They like to have fun. They're very verbal. They're loud. They're normally into fashion. They wear costume jewelry. They love to stand out. They're very enthusiastic. They love laughing. They love jokes. These are sapphires. These people you need in your business, because these guys are your promoters. These guys will fill a room full of people because of their excitement. People will come to meetings because of their excitement, not even knowing what they're coming to see, simply because this sapphire is so enthusiastic. Yeah, so again, you need these guys. They're spontaneous. They shoot from the hip. They don't really go through the same thought processes as some of the other character types, because they're really gung ho. They're kind of like act first and then think later type of thing. But these guys are really, I mean, they're tenacious. They really are. They're risk takers. They ain't afraid to jump out of a plane with a bungee cord around their waist. They just want to have fun, yeah. But they're also visionaries. They can see a lot of things that maybe someone else wouldn't see, because they're just seeing the potential in everything. They're optimists. They're not pessimistic. They're optimistic, and they think it's going to work, and they're very excited about the potential. And these people are very passionate. You know these guys, they're passionate. You can sense their passion just when you're talking to them. And sometimes I mean, they speak 100 miles an hour, and sometimes they bowl you over because of the speed of their speech. and the weight of their speech, and it can steamroll you sometimes. But these guys are so passionate; they want to get everything out. They are extroverts. They do enjoy change. I mean, a sapphire won't think nothing of changing one address to the other address very quickly, moving from one city to the other because of the potential. They are your risk takers, and you need these guys in your business because they will promote better than anyone else in your business, and you need them, especially when you're organising meetings, local meetings. You want to have a team of sapphires promoting that thing because it will be full. Yeah. So those are your sapphires. Then you have what is known as your emeralds. These are your analyticals. They are very organized types of people. They don't like disorder. They like systematic approaches to things. They don't like shooting from the hip. They want logical processes to get things done. They like facts. They like figures. They like doing their due diligence. They like schedules. They work very closely to their diary. And if you take their diary away, sometimes they're um, a bit fearful because everything that they had was written down in a precise order, and now when it's taken away, it's out of their comfort zone. Yeah, these guys really like to do things correctly. They're consistent. Yeah, they they are always on top of things. They know where everything is. They are really the guys that make sure that the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Yeah, if you've got these guys in your organization, they will organize meetings better than anybody else. Make sure the projector's there, make sure the room's paid for, make sure all the things are right, all the administration type of things are in place. You need these guys. They hate lateness. They can't stand lateness. It grinds them because they know that if you know you have to be here at a certain time, you should put the processes in place to get there. And so they can't understand when people don't do that. Because to an emerald, there's no grey areas. It's either black or it's white. Yeah, they're practical. They're researchers. They're going to do their due diligence. They don't sign up on the dotted line at a meeting. They do their due diligence. They do their research. Then they come back to you with more questions. And then when you answer those questions, they'll come back to you with some more questions. And then when they're 100% happy, they will sign up without any hesitation. These guys are normally people who are used to getting things done. They're normally engineers. They're normally business owners. They do like to meet targets. Yeah, you need these guys in your business. They'll bring a very professional spin to your business. You need these guys. They save money. They're very frugal. They know where every penny is spent. Yeah, they're honest. They hate dishonesty. They love integrity. And just as long as they feel that you are a person of integrity, they will trust you. They're 100% sold out to you. And these aren't normally the guys that will quit. Emeralds aren't normally the guys that will quit. Some of the other characters will quit a lot easier, like your sapphires and your pearls. But your emeralds, they're not your quitters. They stick at it. They will go at it as long as there's breath in their body because they want to make it work. Yeah, so you need these guys in your business. These guys are very powerful, and once you have them sold out to what they're doing and they know the processes that they have to go through, they will build a phenomenally good business. So you need these guys in your business. And then you have what is known as the rubies. These guys are very, very much results orientated. They are very competitive. They want to be number one. Do not talk to a ruby about number two. Second place, in their eyes, was just the first loser. Don't talk to them about number two. They want to know who is the best person in the team or in the company because right about now their position is in jeopardy because they're going to take over. That is your ruby, competitive. They will try anything to get to number one. They're motivated by a challenge. You tell them they can't do something, that's the very reason why they're going to do it. They're motivated by a challenge. Sometimes they can be a bit overconfident, and sometimes, as it says, it's bordering on arrogance. It's simply because they're used to going out, getting things done, giving orders, being assertive, having a lot of posture, and sometimes it's hard to motivate those. It's hard to mentor those types of people because you're telling them what to do and how to do it, but because of their character type, they're saying, well, no, 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 it doesn't go like that. This is how it goes, and this is what is going to work better. So you have to have a lot of posture when you're dealing with a ruby type of character, because if you don't, they will walk all over you. Yeah. They are fighters. They're passionate. They're intense. They don't do anything half-hearted. They are seriously intense. You can actually see in their eyes how intense they are when they're ready to get something done. They can be sometimes intimidating for people like Pearls who are not used to dealing with that kind of character because they are so intense. But you need them. Again, these guys are not your quitters. These guys want to make it. These guys want to be number one. They're very positive. They're risk takers. They're strong-willed. All these characters which you need for good leadership. They're goal driven. These guys aren't going to be beaten. They want to do the beating, basically. Yeah. So they're very strong-willed. You need to rein them in though, because again, they're not that teachable sometimes because of they're so passionate and they want to do it their own way. But when you reel these guys in, when they understand what they need to do, when they understand that by being mentored by you, plugging into the system is going to get them to that position of strength that they want to be, they're sold out to it. They're action people. They're not the types of people that are waiting for you to call them on the phone. And when you don't call them, they get all offended because you haven't called them. No, no, no. They're out there getting things done. They're organizing meetings. They're prospecting. They're talking to people. They are getting things done because they know the goals that they've set themselves. They're action people. You need these guys in your business. I tell you, you'll know whether or not you're a Ruby or not because when I was talking about the Sapphires and I said, oh, these Sapphires are the best promoters in the business, if you were a Ruby, in the back of your mind, you were already thinking, really, you haven't seen me work yet. Because that's a Ruby. That's how a Ruby thinks. Yeah? And so you need these guys in your business. The problem with a Ruby is this. If they feel that they're not going to win, yeah, sometimes they won't even play. Yeah. So if they feel that they're not going to be able to get there, they can be a bit stubborn and they'll just refuse to get involved in the first place. And that's a kind of like a down trait for them because they're very very passionate people and stubborn people. But I tell you, you reel them in, you get them on the right way. I tell you, they will build a absolutely massive business. So guys, those are the four character types. Now you're probably saying, well, I can see a little bit of each one of them in me, and you probably can. Yeah, but from a predominant point of view, it will be very rare, if not near impossible, for somebody to be a ruby pearl. Yeah, because they're just two opposites. Or it'd be very rare for somebody to be a sapphire emerald. But what you find is when you have somebody who is a ruby, a lot of the times when they get married, you look at the character that they married, and a lot of the times they're a pearl. Yeah. Or if you have somebody who's a sapphire, then you've got somebody married to an emerald. So they're opposites. And so again, it's really weird how that works out. But again, people complement each other, and in the weaknesses of the pearl, there's the strengths of the ruby. And when vice versa, in the weaknesses of the ruby, there's the strengths of the pearl. Again, with the sapphires and emeralds, I mean, one of them is very organized, one of them is disorganized. Yeah, one of them likes to have fun and laugh loud. The other one likes to be very structured and laugh very seldom. But for some reason, they attract each other. Yeah. Now, how do you relate these to your business? How do you, when you're talking to people in your about Relive, how can you get these people interested? Well, if you're talking to a Ruby, then what are you going to focus on? You're going to focus on the compensation plan, how much money they can make, who are the people in the business that are the movers and the shakers, and the fact that they can supersede them if they get to work. You're talking Ruby talk now. Yeah, talk about how the levels of income that they can create by hitting those number one positions. That's Ruby talk. Yeah, if you're talking to a Pearl, what you're going to focus on, you're going to focus on stuff like the Calogris Foundation, the amount of people we're helping all around the world, the relationships that you build in this business, relationships that you're going to know for the rest of your life. You're going to talk about how the caring factor of the company is, and people feel involved when they get involved in a company. They feel it's more than just a business opportunity. It's a cause. Yeah, that's Pearl talk. Yeah, when you're talking to a sapphire, That's one of the reasons why I played the video before you guys came on about Hawaii. I did that for the Sapphire's benefit, because to the Sapphire, they want to have fun. They want to travel the world. They want to know that what they're doing is going to open up so much free time for themselves that they're going to have a blast. They're motivated by fun. They're motivated by trips. If you want to get a Sapphire motivated in your business, look at all the different promotions that the company are running and work with that Sapphire and say, we're going to get you these promotions so you can get on these holidays. That's how you motivate the Sapphire. Yeah. Sometimes the Sapphire don't like structure. They don't like too many rules. And sometimes when you start talking about the real system, because it's a system, it sounds too rigid for them. And to a Sapphire, rules are meant to be broken, so they can't really get into a system. But then when you start telling them how the system is the thing that's going to get them on more holidays and the thing that's going to get them more fun, then they'll plug into the system. Yeah. Now, when you're talking to the emeralds, what are you going to be focusing on? Well, emeralds absolutely love systems. They love systematic approaches. So, when you're talking to an emerald, you're going to be focusing on the 7 point system, the Relief system. The fact that Relief has a specific system that's designed to grow a person's business. Every element of this system is designed to make you money. So just as long as you plug into those elements of the system systematically, you will build your business. That is Emerald Talk. Yeah. When you start talking about how the company has never ever had a lawsuit because of the integrity of the company, the closest we had was, I think it was in the early 90s. There was something to do with the labeling, and they had to change some of the wording on the labeling, and that's the closest we've had. Never had a lawsuit. Yeah. And that's Emerald Talk, because emeralds are very big on integrity. So these are the things you're going to be focusing on with these guys. Now, guys, if you don't understand these types of characters, you'll say the wrong thing to them, yeah, and you'll push them away. If you go to a pearl and you start, and that maybe they've joined you in the business, and maybe they're not being as active as you would like them to be, and they've said that they wanted to build a business. If you turn around to the pearl and you say, "Oh, you said that you're serious, and look at you, you're not building a business. When was the last time I did a three-way call or a meeting for you? You're not serious, are you? You might as if you're not serious, then what's the point? I mean, to a pearl, that is you have just offended them to no end, and they will probably leave the business all offended, thinking, how could they talk to me like that? Yeah. But if you said that to a Ruby, oh, you're not serious. You said that you're serious. You said you want to be number one. You're not doing anything. I'm gonna go and work with somebody else because they're the ones that are serious, and I'm gonna get them to number one. That is the Ruby is gonna have a sense of loss, and they're gonna say, no, you're not. You're gonna work with me because I'm gonna get to number one. They're not gonna get offended. They're gonna be motivated. They're gonna be ready to go to work because they have a fear of loss and they don't want to lose. Yeah, that's Ruby talk. Yeah. So you need to understand these people with the sapphires. They sometimes they can be a bit bipolar. One minute they're very very up, and the next minute they're very very down. Yeah, and so you have to be able to deal with those little shifts in their in their kind of attitudes, and you have to be able to bring them back up, because if they stay down too long, they'll get into depression. Yeah. So you need to know these types of people, and again, the pearls. You need to motivate those guys and help them to understand. If they're not building their business as quick as somebody else, they may feel, oh well, what's the point? I mean, everyone else is leaving me, and I'm not building my business as quickly as they are. But then when you get them to understand, listen, it's not about looking at what everyone else is doing. It's looking at what the little that you're doing and the impact it's having. Imagine if you didn't do this business, that family that you helped on the product wouldn't have got the results that they got. So just as long as you continue to do what they're doing, then you will help more people. And the race is not for the swift anyway. It is for those who endure to the end. That's Pearl Talk. You're helping them. So you have to understand people in order to be able to build a business that needs people to grow. And the thing that every single one of us is working towards is building a distribution network. Yeah, a distribution network of people who are passionate about helping other people, who are passionate about changing their own situations, and they're building towards their financial futures. Because as you are creating that distribution network of people like that, Everybody is developing the income that people are looking for, which is residual, reoccurring monthly income. Yeah? Most people are only used to that linear income, trading time for somebody else's money. But the reason why you're doing your business right now is because you see the power of residual income. So you need to build that business to create that residual income. Even if it took you 5 years and 6 years to build a residual income, it would be better than you going and working for somebody else for 5 years, making a linear income, and in year seven they say, well, you know something, budgets are down, we haven't got enough money in the kitty, so we have to make you redundant. That means all the previous 6 years that you were building in that organization means absolutely nothing once you've been made redundant. Yeah, so that's why you're building your business so that you can create that residual income. So don't let nobody take you away from your goal, from your personal why. Why is it that you're doing this business? Because your why is the thing that's going to keep you going. Your why is the thing that's going to help you to do the things that other people cannot be bothered to do. Your why. Yeah? And so again, the reason why I'm going through this is because I want to empower you to when you're going out and building your business. Because the reality is this, guys, if you learn more about people than you do about the products, you're going to be unusually successful. Yeah, so many people get into the ingredients of the products and this and that and the other, and they try to be a nutritionist. You don't need to be a nutritionist. It's been done for you by world-renowned food scientists. You don't need to be a nutritionist. That's why when people start arguing with me or trying to get into arguments with me about the ingredients, I don't go there, because Dr. Carl and Dr. Theodore Calogris knows a lot more than I know, and a lot more than the person who is arguing with me knows. And I'm not going to argue the fact when I know that for the last 24 years people have been getting phenomenal results on the product. Why am I going to argue with someone about that? I haven't got that time to waste. Yeah? So know more about people and than you do about the product, and you'll be unusually successful. Yeah? Because the reality is when you're talking to people, people start opening up to you when they feel that you have an interest in them. If people are giving you one word answers, because their barriers are up, their guard is up, and they haven't opened up to you yet. And so if they haven't opened up to you, the only way you're going to get them to open up to you is by asking them some questions for them to open up. Yeah, remember, the person who is asking the questions is the person who's in control of the conversation. So when you're asking the questions, you're getting them to open up to you by asking open-ended questions. And then once they have warmed up to you, then you'll have a more of a decent conversation. You'll find out more what's going on, because people don't really care what you have until they know that you care. And so you can go and vomit all over people about your opportunity, and it doesn't mean anything to them. Yeah. So you tell them, oh, you need to hear about this brilliant opportunity that I'm in. No, no, no. First of all, guys, you need to find out what's going on with them. You need to find out what's happening with them, having a conversation, getting them to talk. Because as they are talking, they are giving you a lot of information that's going to help you when you're presenting Relive. If you're doing all the talking, then all you're doing is beating your head against a brick wall. Because guys, if you let them talk, they themselves will show you how to close them. Yeah? Okay, some of you are saying that I've frozen. Hopefully that is going to rectify itself. Yeah, but we're coming to an end anyway. Yeah. The strength behind our business is people. That's reality. That's the strength behind our business. But also the victories in our business is also people. And so, guys, learn people, know people, and then you will have a lot more success in this business. Yeah? If you do the things that other people are not prepared to do, then guys, you will have the things that other people will not have. So, guys, a few of you are saying that that it is frozen. I don't know if that's everybody, but I don't know what is going on with that, because I'm still moving. But hopefully that will rectify itself. But guys, like I said, I'm winding up now because I just really wanted you to understand this. Yeah, I really did want you to understand this, because guys, I want you to go out from this point, and I want you to look at your business in a completely different way. I want you to look at the people that you are speaking to individually as people you can really have an impact on if you just let them open up to you and you understand their character. So instead of pointing the finger at people and saying these people are not serious, then guys, what you need to do is you need to look at yourself and say, what is it that I am doing or I am not doing that is not allowing me to understand this person that I'm talking to? And guys, when you do that, you'll be amazed at how people's reactions to you will completely change. So guys, this is a very quick 40-minute training, but I know that you guys may have some questions, and the reason why I'm keeping it to 40 minutes is because I want to get some Q&A happening. So if you guys have logged into the Facebook fan page, and I'm going to try and go onto my browser. Hopefully this will work and it won't freeze everything. But if I go into my browser, I'll go into my Facebook, and hopefully we'll be able to see some of the questions.